Hello everyone. So far we have studied two basic life processes. First is the nutrition and second respiration. Now today I am starting transport. We know that the living beings require so many different type of things to be transported from one part of the body to other. It may be oxygen, it may be nutrients, it may be waste, it may be heat, it may be other type of substances. And not only from one part of the other, but it is also required to be transported within a cell itself also. So that is micrometers. But here in this chapter we are going to this part of the video we are going to study the transport in human being. Transport in human being is also known as circulation, because the same materials, the same blood, same components is going on and on, repeating on the same pathway. So that is why it is called circulation. So circulation in human being, it has got different components, and about that all we'll study in this video. So please pay attention, and my video starts here. So life processes, that is transport in human being. See, this is what it look like. The heart is there, blood vessels are there, the arteries are red in color, veins are shown in blue in color, and the capillaries are there, which are in between them, and they are so minute that you cannot see them so easily. Okay, so in human being, the transport of material is mainly done by the blood and lymph. The lymph we'll study at the end of the chapter. Just now we are studying about the blood circulatory system. The blood circulatory system in human being is consisting of three main components, and these are the heart, which is acting as a pumping device. Second, the blood vessel, which is acting as channel for the blood to flow. And the third, the blood, that is the medium of transport. Okay, the blood circulatory system in human being performs several functions. Okay, several function means there are around 8 to 9 functions. Let us study them one by one. It transports oxygen from the lungs to all the parts of the body. In the previous videos or previous lectures, we have studied about the respiration, and we have studied that for respiration, aerobic respiration takes place in human being, and oxygen is required. Oxygen comes into the lungs, alveoli, and from there it has to go to each and every part of the body. So that is done by the blood. It also returns the carbon dioxide which is there in the tissues to the lungs. Then third, it transport the nutrients from the digestive system to all the part of the body, all the tissues. Okay, yeah, all the tissues. When I say that means we are talking about the tissues which are from right from the head to the toe. Okay, the transport waste material from all over the body to the excretory organs. Excretory organs like kidneys are there, skin is there, liver is there, and the lungs itself. Okay, then the transport hormones from the endocrine glands to the target organ. Target organs are those organs where these need to be functioned. Okay, where the functioning is done. And next is it also transport heat which is produced in the tissue when we are indulged into heavy activities like running, swimming, playing, or even when we are as such just standing. Our muscles are performing activity, and they are during this activity they are producing heat. So that heat has to be dissipated from the body. So that is to be brought to the skin, and from there it is diffused to the surrounding. It also provides immunity to the body. See, we are every day we are eating so many type of food. Most of the time we are not even washing our hands, and the food which is prepared at some time and we are consuming it at another time, then large number of bacteria are there. Moreover, when we are coming in contact with some infected person, we are borrowing bacteria. When we are shaking hands with the infected person, we are getting microbes. Then the wounds are there. From there, we are getting microbes. From the mouth, from the nose, from the eyes, we are getting microbes. And then there are several organisms which are biting us, and they are transporting microbes into our body. So all these microbes may make us sick, yet we are once in a year or once in 2 year or once in 5 year we are falling sick. Most of the time we are saved, and this saving is actually done by our immune system. The next is that maintain the quantity of the blood by preventing its loss during bleeding. So we know that the blood in adult human beings somewhere about 5 to 5.5 liter blood is there, and even 10 ml, 15 ml or 20 ml blood is lost, then the arteries or the vessels may feeling just empty, the pressure may decrease, and it may lead to the complication. So we should not lose blood, and that is also a function of the blood itself, that it prevents the loss of blood. It will provide water to each and every cell. That is also very important, and it's very important process for the survival of living beings. It is as it is transporting oxygen, nutrients to all the parts of the body, without which the energy cannot be available to the tissues, and hence they will not be able to survive. Okay, so that is one of the important functions. Next, let us study the first of the component, that is the human heart. So it is a pumping organ which pumps the blood to all the parts of the body. Location: heart is located in the chest, center of the chest cavity. Mm, its lower end is slightly tilted toward the left. Okay, but the heart is actually located at the center of the chest cavity. Number: the heart is only one. Size: so it is of close fist shape and size. Okay. Protection: the heart is well protected by the sternum, a bone which is found in the center of the chest, then the ribs, the vertebral column at the back, and the shoulder bones on the top. And moreover, the heart is also covered by a jacket of two membranes, which is called pericardium, and a fluid is there, that is cerebrospinal fluid. Sorry, pericardial fluid. It is wrong. Cerebrospinal knee, it is pericardial fluid, which is protecting the heart from the shocks and the jerks and the pressure difference and the friction and all. Please make the correction. That is, it is not cerebrospinal fluid, but it is heart data. It is pericardial fluid. Okay, so that you can write. Okay, so that's all. Then the human heart, that number of chambers, there are four chambers. Upper two are called atrium and lower two are called ventricles. So here you can see the left atrium is written there. That just side of it is left right atrium, and below left atrium is left ventricle, and the side of it is right ventricle. Okay, the walls. So there are several walls found in the heart. These walls are called AV valves, which are shown here, atrium to ventricle. These are AV valves, and then semilunar valves, which are found in the great arteries. Let me mark it. So these are the yeah, these are the valves here, and this. So these are the AV valves, and these are the semilunar valves, which are found in the arteries. Okay, so these are the valves. There are three kinds of blood vessels. When we talk about the blood vessels, there are three kinds of the blood vessels, and these blood vessels are the arteries and the veins and the capillaries. So let us see the differences between them, so we can understand the structure as well as the differences. Okay, very first thing, that is the see the shape. The arteries, they are shown here red in color. They are thick walled, and the capillaries are thin walled, which are found between the arteries and the veins are shown by blue color. So arteries divide and form arteriole. Arteriole divides into capillaries. Capillaries combine together to form venule, and venule will combine together to make vein. Okay, let us go ahead. The direction of blood flows. So arteries always take blood away from the heart, and the veins always bring blood to the heart, and capillaries are junctioning or connecting the arteries to veins. Okay, next is that here you can see, that is the arteries are bringing blood into the red blood from the heart. Okay, red blood means the oxidized blood. Okay, and then from the capillaries it is passing into the veins, and vein is taking it back to heart. Okay, second, the wall thickness. The arteries are thickest wall, and the veins have thin wall, and the capillaries are thinnest wall. The walls of the capillaries are very thin, so thin that the oxygen and the other things can immediately pass through it. Okay, the wall thickness you can see here. The arteries are very thick, which are shown by the three layers over here. One, two, three. Okay, and you can see the thickness, so much thick it is. The veins are thin. You can see only this much thickness. And the capillaries are only made up of one cell. Okay, one cell thickness. So capillaries are actually meant for transport of the material from the blood vessels into the tissues. And the arteries are carrying oxygenated blood. And the veins are actually carrying carbon. Now, arteries, because the heart is pumping blood into it, so the blood apply a great force onto the wall. So they had to have thick walls. Here the pressure is less, so they have thin wall. Okay. The type of blood, the arteries are carrying oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood are red in color. Oxygenated blood. Okay. And the veins are carrying deoxygenated blood, which is blue in color. Okay, vein. And capillaries are actually standing between arteries to veins. Okay, so that's the type of blood which they carry. Okay, next, if you can see here, the deoxygenated blood is collected by the vena cava and come into the heart, and from heart it goes to lungs where it get oxygenated, and then the oxygenated blood comes into the left atrium, from left atrium to left ventricle, and then it goes to body. Okay, so this is how we can see arteries are carrying deoxygenated blood and veins are carrying oxygenated blood. Okay, wall elasticity, the walls of the arteries are most elastic. Walls of the arteries are most elastic, where the walls of the veins are less elastic. And capillaries, so one single layer के होते क्या elasticity, it is so tender that if more force is applied into it, they may even rupture. Location, where is arteries? Arteries are found deep in the muscles, between the muscles. Okay, so that they get extra protection. Veins जो होती हैं, they are found under the skin. Okay, veins are found under the skin, and capillaries are found in between arteries and veins. ओके, वॉल्स की बात करते हैं. आर्टरीज लैक्स वॉल्स, इसमें वॉल्स की जरूरत नहीं है. क्यों? बिकॉज द ब्लड इज पंप्ड बाय द हार्ट विद अ ग्रेट फोर्स. तो उसको वॉल का क्या जरूरत है? देयर इज नो बैक फ्लो. But the walls are found in the veins. Veins walls are found so that the blood, when coming from the lower portion, that is from the feet to the heart, so the gravity is pulling it downward. So the this is a providing a way of protection so that the blood may not flow downward, rather it may flow upward. So walls are actually checking their backflow. Capillaries जो हैं, they also lack the walls. So now you can see here, the walls are, the thickness of the arteries are more thin, veins are thin. है ना? Moreover, you can see the elasticity, arteries are got greater, veins are got less. Wall thickness of the capillaries also you can see here. Okay, so all these things are shown in this diagram. Okay, location हो गया, walls हो गया, and diameter of the lumen. Now, in the previous video, we have seen that the inner lumen जो है, that size is narrow in case of arteries, broadest in case of vein, and the narrowest in case of capillaries. Blood pressure, so arteries have a higher pressure, veins have less pressure, and capillaries have least pressure. Okay, now the third component of the blood transport system, that is called the blood. Okay, so the blood is the red in color, fluid connective tissue. Okay, it is, in an adult human, there is about 5 to 5.5 liter of blood found. And there are three kinds of cells found in them: RBC, WBC, and platelets. So these are found suspended in plasma. So the blood has two type of components. The plasma and blood cells. Blood cells are also called corpuscles. Okay, so these are the same. So you can see yellow color plasma is there. Then these are the RBC and these are the WBCs, and here small these are the platelets. Okay. So composition of the blood, if we talk about, then the blood has around 50 to 52%, what you call blood cells, whereas 48 to 50% plasma. Okay. Plasma transport nutrient. Plasma का main function of the plasma is that it transports oxygen, it transports nutrient, it transports carbon dioxide, it transports waste material and other dissolved substances. ठीक है? Blood की functions. Now, blood also contain antibodies. Antibodies which are found in the blood is actually helping us to resist against various diseases. Just now we have studied about immunity. I said every day we are coming across large number of microbes, but we are not falling sick thanks to these antibodies which are found in the blood, which is preventing us from from diseases and from allergy. Let us see blood clotting, because one of the function of the blood we have studied is blood clotting, that it even prevent the loss of blood from the wounds and from the blood. So whenever the bleeding take place, whenever we get hurt or we get damaged or we get cut in our body, the bleeding take place. The platelet ruptures and releases a substance called thrombokinase. And the thrombokinase, wherever word ASC is there, you should know that we are talking about enzymes. Okay, so thrombokinase changes prothrombin into thrombin. Now, what this thrombin has to do? The thrombin convert fibrinogen, which is a soluble protein. Soluble means when it is present in the plasma, you can't see this because it is dissolved. And thrombin, what it does, it solidifies it. Just like you have seen milk is liquid, you can easily filter it using filter, and you will not get any substance left behind. But no sooner you just put a few drops of lime juice and you see that the milk become curd. So it is like soluble in milk, and the curd is actually insoluble protein. Okay, the pro to prevent to sorry the insoluble protein, that is the fiber, form a network on the wound and prevent the bleeding. Just let us see how in this here you can see what color should I use here. Okay, let me take blue. So these fibers which are here, so these are the fibers of fibrin, and this fibrin form a thick network, and the RBC, WBC gets stuck into it, and then the bleeding stops. So this is how the blood clotting take place, and the RBC gets stuck here and the bleeding stops. Okay. Okay. So let us talk about the differences between RBC, WBC and platelets. RBC, WBC and platelets. So the RBC is red in color. WBC and platelets do not have any color. Shape, RBC are biconcave in shape, whereas this is amoeboid shape. Now amoeboid means they keep on making pseudopodia, and the pseudopodia is again removed. So pseudopodia can be made as per need and can be removed as per need. So it has got that advantage that it can slip off anywhere. And platelets are irregular in shape. No two platelet look alike. Okay, so here you can see these are the RBCs. All these are actually WBCs, and these are platelets. Okay, so there are types of WBC. There are a number of different type of WBCs. Okay, so these are, and the third thing is nucleus. So RBC loses its nucleus on maturity, whereas WBC always have a nucleus, and platelets never have a nucleus. Okay, lifespan, RBC can survive up to 1 to 20 days, that is up to 4 months. WBCs can survive up to 8 to 10 days, and platelets up to 15 days. Number की बात करते हैं, that is how much RBC is there in 1 cubic millimeter. 1 cubic millimeter बोले तो अगर आपका जो scale है, in that scale you take 1 millimeter mark, that is 1/10 of a centimeter. You can see that much length, breadth, and height is 1 cubic millimeter. That is far less than actually one drop of blood. Okay, so that is having around 4.5 to 5.5 million. That is 45 to 55 lakhs of RBC, and around 6,000 to 8,000 WBC. I know, and around 1.5 lakh platelets. Okay, so these are the number and functions. What do RBC do? RBC actually helps in the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Platelets provide immunity, prevent us from diseases, and sorry, WBC, and platelets help in clotting. WBC provides immunity, platelets forms blood clotting.
So this was my last video in your class, rather in the school. I'll not be coming from tomorrow onwards, and I really enjoyed working with you almost 2 months, because before that I never taught you. So these 2 months I really enjoyed working with you. We had laughter, we had a harsh time, I was tough at some time. I used to say something to you, but I think these all are the part of life, school life. Okay, so next topic onwards, ma'am will be taking class, and please cooperate with her in the same way as you did with me. We worked almost 2 months together, and I hope that you have enjoyed the teaching. Please, my advice is to learn something new every day, because the world is changing very rapidly and you have to stand with it. Okay, artificial intelligence, as you know, that now it is taking part in everything. It is taking a lot of people's job and all. So you are still in the phase of studying. So abhi to it is the time for you to enjoy take the advantage of it, but in later part of your life it will be a competitor for you, best big competitor for you. So you have to be very what you call prepared for it. Okay, so all the best, children. I wish you a good success, all of you. um, that's all my wish. Thank you. Good day.